I know it's wrong. I always knew it. From the very beginning, from the first moment. But feelings don't ask, they just happen. Quietly, unexpectedly, without any permission. And now I'm here. Lost in something forbidden. Something I can't explain. Something I can't stop. She wasn't supposed to mean anything. Just another conversation. Just another passing moment. But it didn't stay that, it became something else. Something deeper, stronger, something dangerous. I remember that day like it just happened. She smiled at me, soft, calm, different, not loud or obvious, but deeply comforting, like a peaceful place I didn't know I needed. We talked for hours about simple little things. Nothing special at first, just normal conversations. But something about her felt incredibly real. No filters, no pretending, just pure honesty. And that's what got me. That quiet authenticity. Because in a world full of fake connections, she felt different. She felt true. I didn't know then what it would become. I didn't think ahead, didn't set boundaries. And maybe that's where I went wrong, because some lines exist for a reason. And I crossed one without even noticing. She told me about him, her husband, her life, not in detail, but enough to know she wasn't alone. She belonged somewhere, and I respected that. At least I tried. I told myself clearly, this is just friendship. Nothing more than that. Nothing deeper than this. But feelings don't listen to logic or promises. They grow silently in hidden corners, and before you realize, they take over everything. I started waiting for her without even knowing, checking my phone often, hoping for her message. Her name felt different, more than just a name, like a feeling attached to every notification. And that scared me more than anything, because I knew this path doesn't end well. Not for me, not for her. But still I stayed. Still I continued. Because walking away felt harder than staying. And that's the truth. No one talks about sometimes wrong feels easier than letting go. She trusted me in ways she shouldn't, shared things with me she never shared before. Her thoughts, her fears, her quiet struggles. And I listened more than I should. Not because I had to, but because I wanted, because every word from her felt important somehow. And slowly, unknowingly, I became her safe place. Or maybe just a temporary escape. And I hated that thought, but couldn't deny it. Because I knew deep down I wasn't her reality, just a hidden chapter in her complicated life, one she could close whenever she wanted, but I couldn't. Not that easily, because I was already there, emotionally, completely, and that's what hurts. The imbalance of feelings when one person feels deeply and the other just breathes it without drowning in it like you do. I tried pulling back many times before, tried creating distance for my own sanity. But every time I did, she came closer somehow. Not intentionally, maybe, but enough to keep me stuck in this place between right and wrong, between logic and emotion, between leaving and staying, and I lost myself somewhere in between. I stopped questioning it, stopped fighting it, because fighting feelings gets exhausting eventually. So I accepted it, even if it was wrong, even if it hurt, even if it destroys me. Because sometimes love isn't about being right, it's about being real. even when it shouldn't be. And this felt real, painfully real. Her laugh stayed with me. Even after conversations ended, her words echoed in quiet, lonely nights, and her absence felt louder than her presence. And that's when I knew I was already gone, too deep inside to turn back now. I didn't choose this, but I didn't stop it. And maybe that's worse than choosing it because now I'm here, caught in this feeling, loving someone I was never supposed to, and every day feels like a quiet battle between what I feel and what is right. And I don't know which one will win. But I know one thing, this won't end easy because some stories are meant to hurt, and maybe this is one of them, and maybe this is one of them because now it hurts more than before, not quietly anymore, but constantly inside. Every message from her felt heavier now, not sweet, not light, but full of questions. Questions I avoided for too long already. What are we doing? Where is this going? And most importantly, who gets hurt here? Because someone always does. In stories like this, and deep down, I knew the answer. It wouldn't be fair to anyone involved, not to her, not to him, and definitely not to myself anymore. But still, I stayed. Still, I kept going because leaving her felt impossible somehow. One evening, she said something that changed everything. I feel guilty sometimes. Those four simple words shook me deeply because I felt it too, but never said it. We both knew this wasn't right. But knowing truth doesn't always stop feelings. I stayed silent, not knowing what to say, because agreeing hurts and denying feels fake. So I just listened, like I always did. She continued softly, voice slightly trembling. I shouldn't talk to you like this anymore. That sentence hit hard, too hard to ignore, because this time she sounded serious, not confused, not unsure, but decided and distant. I felt my chest tighten, like something was ending. Then don't, I said quietly, even though I didn't mean it. Not even a little. But sometimes we say what hurts the most because it feels right. In that painful moment, she paused for seconds, then replied slowly, "It's not that easy." And that line broke me completely because it wasn't easy. For me either, not at all, not even close. We were both stuck in something complicated, something we didn't plan, but couldn't escape. I think about you, she added softly, and I closed my eyes, feeling every word, because I did too, more than I should, more than I wanted, more than I allowed. And that's the problem. She continued quietly. That truth felt heavy, but painfully accurate, because feelings like this always come with consequences. And we were already there, right in the middle. I took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. "What do you want?" I asked slowly, not demanding, just tired of uncertainty and silence. She didn't answer quickly, like she was afraid, afraid of her own truth, or maybe mine. Then she said softly, "I don't know anymore." And that was it. The moment I realized we were both lost in something undefined, no future, no direction, just feelings and confusion, and that's dangerous more than anything else because without direction, you only fall deeper. And I already was too deep to climb back. But something inside me finally spoke clearly, for the first time, without fear or hesitation. "This has to stop," I said quietly, not loud, not angry, but certain, completely certain. She didn't argue, didn't try to stop me. And that hurt more than anything else because part of me wanted her to fight, wanted her to say, "Don't go, stay here." But she didn't. And maybe she couldn't because reality matters. Even when feelings don't, we stayed silent. For a long moment, that silence felt final, like an ending. "I'm sorry," she whispered softly, and I believed her because she meant it. But sorry doesn't fix what's already broken. And this was broken from the very start. "I know," I replied gently, because blaming her wouldn't change anything. I was part of this just as much. I let it happen. I stayed longer. I ignored boundaries. I crossed lines. So this ending was mine too, not just hers, not just his, but ours equally shared. I put my phone down, hands slightly shaking, because this time I knew it was over, not temporarily, but completely. No more messages, no more late talks, no more her in my everyday life. And that realization hit harder than expected because losing someone you never had hurts in a different way, a deeper, quieter way, but necessary sometimes to save yourself. And I finally chose what I should have before, not love, not feelings, but what's right, because love without boundaries destroys more than it heals. And I learned that the hardest way. I looked at our chat one last time, then closed it slowly without looking back because some doors should stay closed no matter how much you want to reopen them. And for the first time in a long time, I felt something different. Not happiness, but peace, a quiet kind of peace that comes after pain because letting go hurts, but staying hurts more. And I chose the lesser pain, even if it stays for a long time. Sometimes love is real, but still not right. And not everything you feel is yours to keep because some people are lessons, not forever. And walking away is also a kind of love.